What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Andrew Esquire. This is the Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you guys are having fun wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night. As always, coming to you in this early morning EST, nice in the afternoon for us in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, sometime in the morning over there in Europe. Good to see everybody here in the chat. Good to see a lot of the regulars here in the chat, all about 200 of you waiting. So it's always good to see you guys waiting, ready. I appreciate that. And I've got a lot for you today. Honestly, I thought I was going to have a little, but what we're going to do today is this. Look, I know I said it last week. I know. I said it last week, and I did not 100% follow through with it. But I was planning initially to be done talking about the herd stuff last week. But it was the gift that kept on giving. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over everything fucking possible I have left on herd. I've got a couple memes people have sent me. I've got a couple different fun items, some maybe gossip, which is not normally lawyerly, but I think it applies to whether or not the appeal goes forward or whether, what happens with Amber. So we're going to do everything herd today. Tomorrow, I will not be doing herd at all whatsoever, except for if some fucking magical news item comes out, somebody does something crazy, I'm going to be moving on to a different major topic. So I'll be switching modes tomorrow. However, today I've got some good information. I've got some fun stuff. I think we're going to have fun today and have a good stream. And of course, I'll bring up other topics both here. I think we'll talk a little bit at the end about other topics that I'm going to be leaning into. And also, if you want to check out my legalmindset.locals.com, I always try to post there as often as I can. And actually, I've been posting there much more often lately. My commitment is to post there at least 3-4 times a week. Lately, I've been trying to post there every day. I do typically take a break on the weekends because, well, I do like to do things, but I put as much information out there as I can. So check that out. Bunch of different topics, and my legalmindset.locals.com is always my unfiltered, uncensored site. So anything that is going to get us into no trouble on YouTube, I put over there. But anyways, good to see everybody in the chat. So let me run through some of you guys. I see a good hello from Sweden. We've got the UK in the house. We've got New Orleans. We've got Texas, a mafia. We've got a Kiwi bot reporting in. I've heard that New Zealand is part of the continent of Australia, which is very interesting because I've also been told by Google and by Nick Rekieta that Australia doesn't exist. So I don't really know what to believe anymore. Alabama, we got the mythical Australians. We've got people saying roll tide. We've got some Cowboys in here. It's all going crazy. I see some Floridians, Hawaii, more New Zealand, more UK. I got Netherlands. We've got a character from Busan. Okay, so I got back from. I'm gonna do a quick disclosure, guys. If you didn't see this, I gotta pull it up now because I've gotta kind of show this if you guys didn't see it. But my boy Jeff from Legal Vices and I, we were out yesterday in Busan. He was nice enough to show me some really cool places. At first, though, he took me down a sketchy alley. I thought he was going to steal my kidney and kidnap me. He did not, though. He took me to a very fantastic beer shop, quite amazing, where we had some really good drinks and met one of the many people Jeff knows in Busan. Jeff is like the master of Busan, and as you can see here, let me share this with you guys. If you guys don't look at the community posts, because maybe some of you don't, maybe some of you missed that, but you can catch us over here. I post this nice photo on the community post. This is me and Legal Vices over here in the beer shop. As you can see, it's me, it's Legal Vices, me, and then below us is Attorney Tom. We are standing on top of Attorney Tom. He's actually featured in the picture. He's just down here. You guys are missing him. But really great time. Always enjoy hanging out with him. Always have some good drinks, always have a good time. So yeah, that was great. I took the KTX back. No zombies on the train, guys. I know what you're already thinking with the jokes, but it was a really good time and always enjoy it. So it's always fun here in Korea. And I'm actually going to hang out with somebody today who's a fan of the show who invited me out for a drink in Seoul. So Jeff called me out on this, though. Okay, so if you're in Korea, feel free to hit me up, and I'm sure that you can message Jeff. Doesn't guarantee we'll be available, and doesn't guarantee we'll 100% be able to go out, but definitely hit us up, and we will. I will always try to see if I can make it happen. If you're here in Seoul, I will try to see if I can make it happen. I'm not always in town. Some different stuff happens, but we try to make it happen. We try to make it happen here. Okay, so a lot of super chats here. So SEK 100 says, "Good day from a Sweden, Norway live streams." Awesome, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I just saw a montage somewhere. I forget if it was like Instagram or somewhere else of like what Tinder's like in Sweden and Norway, and apparently it looks pretty good, but who knows? I haven't seen it, but yeah, that made me laugh. So that was the last thing I saw related to Sweden and Norway. The Law Patrol says, "Don't you dare insinuate that New Zealand is part of Australia." I know. And I see this is coming from Australia there. Of course, Daniel Chapman, an Australian who says Australia doesn't exist. Okay, so doxed and exposed. Doxed and exposed by Daniel, one of the members of BLM. So, if he's a member of BLM, which is Base Legal Mindset, my membership group, I have to trust him. And I have to believe that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying. Sammy Jones says, "You don't shoot a poppy gift horse in the mouth." Quality content. P.S. New Zealand is part of Oceania or Australasia, right? Australasia. Okay, it's weird. It's like Australia and Asia, like kind of did it and had a little bit of a baby, and it's Australasia. I mean, it also sounds like something you could catch, maybe. Like maybe it's something you catch from like a kangaroo or a koala, or should I say a drop bear? After it's attacked, something like that. Lena in Love says, "Arctic Love Islands, Norway. Good riddance, Amber Heard." Yes, good riddance, Amber Heard. 100%. Yes, FP, hail BLM. Yes, hail BLM. It's the only BLM you want to join. Let me tell you that. All right. You guys fucking crack me. Let me just tell you guys, I love you guys. I missed you guys. When I take a break for the weekend, when I'm like enjoying my weekend, I miss these chats because you guys always crack me the fuck up. Like every single time. I can be having a kind of a routine day. I've got my normal job doing my nerdy lawyer work, doing paperwork. And then I come over here and you guys make me lose my shit. So I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you to all of you. 950 of you in the chat. And by the way, if you like this type of content, please make sure to smash that like button. Right now, we are at, checking the stats here, 200 likes. So let's get that up to 500. I think we can definitely do better than CNN Plus. That's only my only standard. All right. So let's start with some fun stuff. And wow, good evening. We got one from Nairobi here. We got Gold Coast. We've got all sorts of people. Plano. I saw Germany earlier. So shout out to you guys wherever you are. And I've gotten, by the way, lots of love from everybody who's reached out and said they love this time slot, because I know there's some of you motherfuckers that are insomniacs in America. You guys are crazy. I still love you though, but I know a lot of you abroad, you don't get the same love as most folks because, hey, no one's up at this time. So do appreciate that and do love being awake for you. Okay. Let's start with the memes, right? So the memes are always a good way to tell the story. So we'll just start with the memes. So these are some ones that I got sent, which is this is a good one. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, leave me alone, Johnny. Yeah, this pretty much explains all of it. Like Johnny's just trying to live his life, just trying to get away from Amber Heard, and she keeps putting herself in it. Whether it's by sending her attorney, whether it's by sending Elaine Bredehoff out, or by going out and having a full-length fucking interview. She's just dragging herself back in it. Just stepping in it over and over again. By the way, speaking of stepping in it, Law Patrol says for Australian 5, says, "Nah, mate, drop bears have chlamydia." No, seriously. Koalas all have it. Yeah, I had to issue an apology to the koalas because I said the koalas had syphilis. And they do not have syphilis. They have chlamydia. I am so sorry to the drop bears out there that are offended. Please do not kill me. I know your legend and ferocity is legendary. So I need to be careful there. I need to be careful. Doc Quick Fuzzball says, hey, the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, does necessarily work. Oh, God. We're not going to get into the BLM, because the Bureau of Land Management, because those guys, especially in the United States, those guys are the real gangsters. They will definitely fuck you up. You do not mess with federal lands. I'll tell you that right now. There's a lot of folks that can testify for that one. All right. So let's move on. Next meme I had was... Sorry, this one fucking had me dying. Thank you so much to Shelly Marie. I think Shelly sent me a couple memes here, but this one just had me dying. I'm sorry. This was too good. This was too good here. Series of unfortunate mishaps, mayhem, and misadventures. Oh, joy for the narcissists. Too good. Dr. Spiegel is the gift that keeps on giving. I want to watch another case of Dr. Spiegel. Like, I just want to see him in another case because he is so freaking awful. And if he's that awful in other cases, I just want to see that. That would make me happy. That would really make me happy. All right. So this is one I got from my good friend Drexel. So he sent this over to a group chat that I was in, and I'm not playing the video because TMZ is a bunch of copyright cucks, and we're going to talk about copyright cucks today a lot, so don't worry about it. We're going to get into that. But TMZ is the master of copyright strikes. So what we're going to do is, instead of playing video, which they 100% will strike us for, even though it's fair use, even though it's commentary, they will come after us because they're little bitches. So I'm just going to read the article, give my commentary, which is not just fair use, but it's not going to be picked up by the stupid TMZ spotter bot. And we're going to go through this. But this is a claim. Okay, here's the thing. And I want to know what you guys think about this and whether or not you believe it or not. But Amber Heard was spotted shopping at TJ Maxx with Whitney. So they saw her shopping at TJ Maxx. Now, okay, for those that are abroad, I'm not sure how to describe TJ Maxx. Okay, let me just put it this way, what it's not. TJ Maxx is not Gucci, Versace, or Louis Vuitton, right? It is not Burberry. It is not even Uniqlo. I mean, TJ Maxx is a large store that sells clothes at what I would consider pretty discount, maybe even reasonable prices, right? For the everyman or woman, right? I wouldn't say their stuff is necessarily bad or good. I frankly, even as an American, have really never purchased anything from TJ Maxx. It's not the place I can really shop as a person with weird dimensions. I'm 6'6". It's really hard to find clothes for me. So TJ Maxx is not a place I typically am going to. Typically go to places that have tall sizes, so I can't speak to it myself. You guys can talk about it. You know, I see Law Patrol saying it's Kmart. It's like Walmart/Kmart. You know, I guess Kmart is a good comparison. You step above Walmart. Okay, I think that's probably fair, right? But is it bad? Is it horrible? I wouldn't say that. I mean, you can always find decent clothes even at a place that sells more inexpensive clothes. And once again, it's always more about style, right? You can take a very inexpensive shirt and style it right, or you can get it tailored. But the implication here is that by shopping at TJ Maxx, she's poor. So the implication is that by shopping at TJ Maxx with her sister, she's poor because she has this huge judgment against her. Because she has an $8.3 million judgment, she's shopping with Whitney. There's Whitney right there, looking slightly less coked out because she looked coked out as hell in the courtroom. Slightly less coked out there, shopping at TJ Maxx. Now, mind you, this is a tactic that people have used in the past. And I forget where it was, but Michelle Obama once, when she wanted to be perceived as a woman of the people, she went to shop at Target, right? Target, for those who are not American, Target is like a slightly, I guess, I consider it on the same general level as Walmart, but a lot of people prefer Target. A lot of people like Target clothes more. A lot of white girls in America, They love those Target clothes. I used to say, if you want to pick up white girls in America, you go to Target. That is definitely where you go to do it. If you want to do some, talking to people while they're shopping. It's kind of weird, but hey, if you want to do it, right? So look, she's going to get some clothes. She's not at a designer store. She's at TJ Maxx. Does this mean she's poor? No. She could have done this for publicity. She could have done this to show she's an every person. She could have done this as a PR attempt to show that she's one of the people. Once again, note that she's releasing it to TMZ. This is the same outlet to which she's been proven to have staged her bruises. So if she staged other stuff with TMZ, why wouldn't she stage these photos as well? She walks in, she takes some photos with her sister, throws some stuff in there, buys some stuff maybe just to show she bought it, and then walks out and never wears those clothes at all. I mean, totally possible. Totally possible this is staged. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure whether this is real or fake, but either way, I'm not having much sympathy from Amber coming out of that. That's what I take from that, is that if that was an attempt to get sympathy, for me, I don't think it works. Heather says, have you seen the Dr. Spiegel video where he talks about his testicular cancer? I'm sorry, guys, I'm fucked up. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to take things seriously, guys. Have you seen the Dr. Spiegel video where he talks about his testicular cancer for a fundraiser for kids? It's different. I have not seen that, Heather. And frankly, I started laughing when I just read the words Dr. Spiegel, because he was such a joke that his name makes me laugh, right? Obviously, there's nothing funny about having testicular cancer. That's not funny or fun. If he's raising money for testicular cancer, that's great. I fully support that, right? In fact, I would say if he could make a joke, he could make a joke of his past performance. If he could take his ego down a notch and have a sense of levity and humor, he could perhaps even use his moment in the sunshine to fundraise, to get money, to get people to give money to charity. I think so. You could say, hey, how about we go fund doctors much better than myself to research testicular cancer. How about we go fund real doctors here? I mean, I think you could do a comedy bit out of it, and I think you can make a lot of money and help people, right? You got to make lemonade out of lemons, right? Make lemonade out of lemons. And guys, if you want to make some lemons right now, I am almost at 78K. I've got like 200 subs left. So if you guys could get me to 78K, I would love you all day long. So I appreciate that. All right. And we have another one. DJ Laser says, maybe Amber will pledge the clothes to Goodwill. Oh no. There, and I see, by the way, guys, the bots get yeeted from the chat as soon as they go in. Don't worry about it. Don't mind the bots. They always try. It's funny too. Bots are kind of like a sign of success. Like when you get the bots in your chat, you're doing well. Like when the chat gets over, it's only when the chat gets over 1,000 people, when it gets to like 1.5, that you finally get the bots. And I'm almost thankful for them too, because it shows like, hey, you're finally making a kid. You got bots too. All right. So let's go on here and look at the next bit of scuttlebutt, which is very, very interesting, which is something that perhaps, and I see Midnight's Edge After Dark. What's up? Good to see you guys in the chat. Hopefully we can chat about some of this stuff pretty soon, which would be interesting. But there's a lot of rumors about what's going on with Amber Heard and where she's going to be going after this, and whether she's going to be making money or whether she's going to be completely, broke, whether she's going to be kicked off of Aquaman, whether she's going to stay on Aquaman. And I've covered that in the past. And there's different sources that say different things about what she is going to do. Some say, she's going to get edited out of Aquaman. Some say she's going to have more time. They're going to give her more time, in fact. Some say that they're going to try to avoid her parts. I don't think I really don't think it's set in stone one way or another. But that being said, I found a new one today. I found a new angle today. And that is about Amber Heard doing a tell-all book. So allegedly, she may ink a multi-million-dollar tell-all book deal. And here's the bit here. Amber considers her career in Hollywood over. She's already in talks and is excited about it. At this point, she has nothing to lose and wants to tell all, a source told OK Magazine. To the extent Heard wants to discuss this case in a relationship with Depp in a tell-all book statement or book, she needs to be extremely careful about what she says about him. Depp and his attorneys will be reading and listening to everything Heard states. If she crosses a line, which is likely, there's no question she'll be hit with another defamation lawsuit and end up back in court. And this is what, to me, was puzzling. And to me, this comes off as bullshit. To me, it just comes off as bullshit because any publisher in their right mind would know that they are going to get hit with a defamation lawsuit for publishing Amber Heard's statements. Amber Heard can't say anything literally because her side of the story, as she's put out even in the interview, the NBC interview, which, by the way, we are getting to the interview. I'm going to get to talking about the interview a little bit after this. But her very words that she said on that interview, if she put those words in a book, it's defamatory. So if Amber Heard took her interview and dedicated those words to a book, it is defamatory. And any publisher that puts that out there would be per se defaming her. And if she made millions on that, Johnny would be an idiot if he didn't go after that publisher and Amber. Again, it would be insane not to go after them. I just don't think there's a publisher out there who would have the balls to go and publish Amber Heard's lies and take a potential hit for it. Even the wokest of the woke, and guarantee you guys, these publishing houses are woke as fuck. Let's be very, very clear. Let's be super clear. But even the people that are still shilling the hashtag believe all women, hashtag we got to believe Amber, even those people, I don't think they are dumb enough. I don't think they are dumb enough to publish her statements. I just don't think they're dumb enough. I mean, they've got to be real freaking dumb to do that. AV says, bro, don't want to hate anyone. Amber Heard makes it challenging. Yeah, Amber Heard is a hard person, right? I think hate requires like an active effort, right? To me, hate is like something active. So you actually have to like actively hate somebody. But I just don't have effort for that anymore. I don't, somebody isn't worth my time to hate. I've got to take time and attention to hate somebody. You're not worth that. Just not. And by the way, I know some people said, hey, put on subscriber only mode. It is already on. So these bots are actually having to like sub to me in order to spam, which is really pathetic. Like that's a level of patheticness that is that's kind of up there. Jeff Moser says, the only book Amber Heard should be concerned about is a dictionary so she can finally learn the difference between pledged and donated. That's good. I like that. It's very good. Jay Rose says, when will the judge finalize the judgment? I mean, the judgment is pretty much done, except for the fact that there could be an appeal, right? But it's pretty much finalized. Now, there was an interesting statement. So I will say one thing. Elaine Bredehoff, she went out there and she gave that interview in an insane twist, doing something that lawyers typically would not do, taking a position that goes against the jury verdict, pretty much going out there and lying about what happened in court, being more of a PR advocate than a lawyer. And there have been a lot of rumors, which I have not been able to confirm, but a lot of people are saying that Elaine was called to court for that. That for her statements on Good Morning America, or was it the Today Show? I'm forgetting right now. They're all merging together on the mainstream media. Because by the way, guys, in case you're just learning this, it really doesn't matter what network it is, whether it's NBC, ABC, even Fox. It doesn't matter. they are all on the same page regarding some of these issues. And Amber Heard is something that generally the media was on the same page about. But that being said, Elaine said things that weren't very lawyerly. There's rumors that Elaine was sanctioned, that she was yelled at, that she was given a gag order. I have seen zero, and I mean zero proof of that. Could it be possible? It's possible. I mean, the judge could have talked to her, maybe. Could have said, hey, Elaine, could have said, hey, Elaine, maybe you want to not do that, right? Or, hey, Elaine, you're pushing the button, you're pressing the limits. I think if Elaine was actually hit with contempt, we would know about it. Now, the judge could have talked to Elaine and said, hey, Elaine, chill out, give her a warning. And that could have gone pretty relatively undocumented. But if she was given her an official sanction, certainly if she was giving any fine or punishment, certainly jail time, we would know about that. That would be covered immediately. I mean, if Elaine gets taken to jail, that'd be 100% covered. Bots are a sign of success, just like herpes. Dylan. Bots are way worse than herpes because there's no cream or potion or lotion that gets rid of them. They just keep on coming back. Just keep on coming back. Guys, and please like and subscribe, and I will love you long time. I will love you long time. Longer than Amber will. Midnight Touch says, Dateline's NBC with Amber Heard drew 2.3 million total viewers and 0.2 demo rate, down from 18 and 50% to the mark, the second smallest audience since November and a season low. Oh, wow. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Thank you very much for the stats, Midnight Edge. Appreciate it. We're always setting new lows. The mainstream media always tries to set new lows. Let's see. We got one from Ken. Is it true that Elaine was taken off a prior case about a Virginia company for telling someone to delete metadata? If so, what happened? So, Kim, I haven't heard that one. That's one I have not heard. Because I feel like that would have been out there more. But if she told someone to delete metadata, I feel like she'd be sanctioned for that. I'm sorry. If she was caught doing that, she would have to have been. There's no way. If she told somebody she represented to delete metadata, to interfere with, a process, I don't know whether this was criminal or civil, but regardless, that's definitely sanctionable. But could that be something that people were speculating in that case? For sure, right? If that case involved metadata, I might believe that they're speculating about it. It's hard to prove, though. It's hard to prove that an attorney told you to do something, especially since attorney-client privilege. It's very hard to tell that. Of course, we assume we're ethical. That's the reason why the bar is self-policing. But I just don't like the bar associations in general, and I find they're very ineffectual at punishing lawyers and at holding people responsible for what they say and what they don't say. And look, I believe that, lawyers do deserve a certain level of protection when they're representing their clients. They're allowed to make arguments, even if they're weak arguments. I think that's a good thing, but they're not allowed to lie. Kim says Farron was talking about it last week. Well, Farron seems to do her work. So if Farron says that, I believe it. And guys, don't spam. Don't spam. I see the bots trying to spam, and it's like really ridiculous. Irish I was drunk says, just dropping in to say I love the channel. Hey, Irish, appreciate that. All right, so let's get on to the copyright cuckery of NBC. So I was going to play the interview. I was going to do the whole interview with you guys, and I really didn't want to do it. So honestly, and I'm kind of tired of a lot of this Amber Heard BS, and I've already watched part of the interview. So I was going to turn it into a drinking game. I was going to, maybe break out the soju and go at it here. But after I heard that several people were copyright struck, their videos were taken down. My good boy, Legal Vices, I believe he got struck. I know Runkle the elf got struck. The powers of Mordor conspired against him to corrupt his forest. And And look, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with an article, which seems to be a pretty good article covering the interview, covering the fallout of the interview, and just talk about it. And also, before I go there, I want to put out that the mainstream media is going to copyright strike and take down anything if they think it looks bad for them. And one of the things about that full interview, which I took from speaking to others and from just like seeing excerpts, from listening to some of what others said, is that there was some editing by NBC. They edited it in a certain way. And the way they edited it for the preview made it seem like they were going a little bit harder on Amber than they really did. Ultimately, the full thing, it seemed, was a little bit softer on Amber. Although Savannah seems to have asked some good questions, it wasn't something where they completely dismantled her narrative. Of course, it's an interview, not a cross-examination. However, we have seen many cases and many times when a person who loses a case is brought to an interview and they've given them a full blast. They've hit them with all the cannons. They've hit them with the tough questions. So did Amber get a full blast interview where she's being really cross-examined? No. Did she get the easiest interview? All softballs? No. It was kind of, I don't know. From what I can tell, maybe a 3 or a 4 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. Not a 1, not a 9, but there were some curveballs in there. Nettie said, so over the attention spent by everyone Amber Heard, we need to stop trending her in the mainstream media. Justice for Dan Markle and his sons. I remain a member. And by the way, Nettie, I looked at the Dan Markle stuff. Great case, right? Great case. I spoke about it the other day. And it's something that I definitely will look into. I know a lot of the trial already happened a little while ago. I know there's still some ongoing proceedings now. So that's an interesting one that's got some leftover remnants. But as there are developments in that, Dan Markle, she's speaking of Dan Markle, who's a professor, a Jewish professor, and this is relevant because his wife was also Jewish. They're from South Florida. I remember growing up in Miami, and everyone's thought I was Jewish because I was white in Miami and not Latino, which is, they just assume you're Jewish. So her family was in South Florida, and they wanted to go down there because she was kind of a fish out of water in kind of redneck Tallahassee, right, which is the capital of Florida. It's where FSU Law School was, where Dan Markle was a professor. He was murdered by killers that were hired by his brother, by the ex-wife's brother. So it was really interesting case. But yeah, I'm going to be covering other topics. Tomorrow, I'm going to cover another topic. The only thing I will do that ties back is I still want to do a charity stream. The reason why I haven't done it is I want to be able to go long on that one. And I want to have enough time and material for like a 2-3 hour stream. And lately, I'm really busy, even tonight. So I don't have enough time to do a 3-hour stream. Not tonight. When I've got time for that, maybe on a weekend, I will run that charity stream and I will get that thing going. But I'm definitely going to do it. And got a sunshine stater here. So awesome. Let me see. Am I caught up here? Yes, I'm caught up on the super chats. Okay. So let's jump over to the article, which talks about what went down in the interview. And I think this is a good review. So reactions to Amber Heard's first interview since losing lawsuit were overwhelmingly negative. So overwhelmingly negative reviews. So almost everybody hated Amber Heard and what she had to say. So there was the initial excerpt, right? And then there was the main interview. And let's just look at some of the reactions to the full interview. And these are some of the Twitter reactions here. And I'll blow these up. So more of Amber insisting she's never done a single thing wrong. Yeah, there you go. Lady, none of this would have happened if you lied. Stop blaming everyone else for the problem you created. Stephanie, how on earth does she think that Johnny Depp has been feeling for the last 6 years during the UK trial and this trial, knowing she was the abuser, not him, and everyone treating him like the devil incarnate? Please get her the psychological help she desperately needs. Yes, she definitely needs fucking help. Here you can see the reaction of a narcissist when she loses to her victim. Remember, people like her enjoy doing harm, lack empathy, and do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. And most dangerous, they'll do whatever it takes to destroy the prey that dares to confront them. 100%. Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers, because the general viewing public was so dazzled they couldn't tell that the scissor hands were movie magic and thought it was real. What kind of argument was that? Fire your PR team again. Yes, definitely fire creepy ass David Shane for sure. So that's the Twitter reactions here. And this is obviously after Elaine says she absolutely cannot afford the judgment. And it gets some, I see some super chats came in here. So G-Ro says, I find it funny that Amber Heard got the questions before the interview and still got awful answers. The scissors comment made me laugh. Yeah, the fact that she answered the scissors thing after, like if you had time to prepare and you're giving those answers, you're either crazy or you're just dumb. I don't know which one it is. I think Amber Heard literally believes her own bullshit. I'm sure that her lawyers said, do not say this. You are committing defamation, but they go and do it anyways. She goes and does it anyways. She goes and commits defamation. See, Elaine was on the fence of whether what she said was kind of reopening the defamation. But what Amber Heard said during her interview 100% reopens another defamation claim. Whether or not they bring that is up in the air, but does it reopen it? Yes, for sure. Carl said, Andrew, love your content. Even though I lean left on a lot, hate woke culture, and probably more socially conservative. Keep it up. Breakdowns of Myron are best. Could they become regular? I do with Myron. I only when I'm in Miami, when it's topics that we both have overlap on. But I'm glad to know that you stuck around. You lean left a little bit. Look, I believe in freedom for everybody. And look, if you are a lefty, that's fine. You should be free to be left if you want to be and be right if you want to be. Do whatever the fuck you want. My thing is, when it comes to affect me, when you're trying to cancel me, that's a problem. That's the issue with woke culture. The issue with woke culture is we cannot tolerate others. I'm okay. I'm totally okay having a conversation and a debate with somebody who's on the left. I also have plenty of conversations and debates with people on the right because, by the way, the TradCons don't like me either. The Mitch McConnells of the world, they're not big fans either because I'm not a big fan either. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to get into that a little bit with the next topic I'm going to be talking about. Probably if I do this topic, I'll do it tomorrow or I may do it the next day. It's up in the air. I definitely have put it on my locals though. But I know a lot of people both on the left and the right will take some issues with what I say. And if I'm not pissing you off at some point, I'm doing something wrong. At some point, you should be pissed off. And that's what starts a good conversation. So I really appreciate that, Carl. And I appreciate you sticking around for the channel. Law Patrol said, man, even my video got struck after Ian's. NBC didn't even ignore the little guys. Absolutely fucking merciless. And I added the fucking for emphasis. Video is very much edited compared to even the teasers. Yeah, that's why I didn't play it. That's why I didn't play it. Even if I tried to watch it from somebody else, Mitch West says DUI guy watched it from Farron. I'm not even doing that because I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to get my things struck. I'm not trying to do that. Not my cup of tea. But I mean, other people can do it if they want. That's totally fine with me. I mean, I think the statements that she made speak for themselves. And I think when we focus on her words, just like Camille Vasquez did, what Ben Chu said they did was they focused on her words and her lies. And when you do that, you see that she's full of shit. Takei says with the €5 says, Chase gave a good hint on Spidey stream. If she assumes that we are very stupid, then her statements make sense. Yes. And I think Amber Heard thinks everybody else is stupid. And they also think that they're going to buy her bullshit because she still believes she's this irresistible, pretty blonde girl who can say whatever the fuck she wants to say with her cocaine body, or she can fuck her way out of it. She can let Elon Musk simp for her, James Franco. She can get people into bed that are going to simp for her and they're going to protect her. That's what got her through life. I'll tell it like it is. A lot of the people are afraid to say it, but it is what it is. Amber Heard has gotten her way for a lot of her life because she's been found attractive and because guys have done stuff for her. Let's not bullshit here. Let's just be real. And now, for the first time, she's not gotten what she wants. And it's even more frustrating for her because she's an abuser, because she's a narcissist. That just amplifies that. Doc says, it's almost as if social fascism happens at both extremes. Exactly. It does happen at both extremes. I think the far right and the far left, I have problems with both of them. It's a little bit harder for me because there's so many different polls at the far right. Like, it's like, what angle are they at, right? Are they, the small tribe of white nationalists? If you're super ultra, if you want to be like monarchist, American monarchist, I don't know what the hell you are, but there's all sorts of flavors of right, but I do know what's on the left, but both won't agree with me. I'm not ultra religious. That's another thing, guys. I grew up religious, but frankly, in my day-to-day life, I'm not ultra religious. That typically is a problem. I'll have a lot of people trying to convert me. I'm like, bro, it's all right. I'm cool. I respect your religion and I respect your ability to worship. But I'm not religious myself. And a lot of people have a problem with that. That's fine. That's cool. Abe says, I meant to give this to Ricada, but he's offline. Oh, fuck, Abe. I will be your backup Ricada. But besides, I am 3 inches taller than Ricada. I'm going to go to Anime Matsuri in Houston. I know a lot of others are going to be there. I know Ricada is going to be there. I know Attorney Tom will be there. If I can sneak into a photo with Attorney Tom, and I may have to get my microscope out to find him, but if I can sneak into a photo with him, that'll be hilarious. And of course, with Nick, I'll dwarf him as well. So that'll be a fun time. He says the only occupational recourse that she has is dominatrix. Am I right? Well, Abe, I've talked about this, and I've gotten DMs about this. I think she could do a one-shot porn film. It would just be a one-shot. It would just be a one-shot. Like I said, it's gonna be one night in Atlantis, 2 tridents, 1 herd, 1 turd. That sort of thing. Steve C says, I put a post on your locals as at Cirrus, and I'm sure you'll find it funny. Just the first 30 seconds. Gotta love Sheriff Grady Judd. Check it out. I will check it out. I'll probably, what I'll try to do? Maybe I'll try Steve to check it out in a locals exclusive clip so I can share that and also not worry about any copyright stuff. I'm really concerned about these days because people are really being copyright cucks nowadays. It's really going crazy, honestly, in the world of copyright cucks. Carl says, Andrew, you're spot on. Government and wealthy elite keep people fighting and hating each other along politics, race, gender, religion, so we don't confront them. Old Machiavellian divide and conquer, people don't hate your neighbor. No, exactly. And I grew up, my grandmother always taught me, she's very, very religious, love your neighbor as yourself. And I do believe I start out by caring about other people, but if you give me a reason to be a dick to you, I have no problem being a dick right back. But otherwise, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I assume that most people are good people. I assume that not everybody is evil. Now, there are certainly evil people out there. It's naive to think there aren't. It's naive to think there aren't any Amber Heards out there in the world. But I know most people are good people. And obviously, there's people watching my channel. So you guys, all 3,273 of you that are interested in justice, true rule of law. Things being sorted out in court and we're getting a right and a wrong. You guys are interested in that. So there's got to be some good people out there, some people that are listening to the truth, some people that are keeping their mind open. It keeps me positive, right? There's too many people that get black-pilled, i.e. depressed about what's going on in the world. But there's more and more people tuning into this, which is a damn good thing. Prawn parody, Maker's Mark Diaries. I love how we can go from serious to not serious. By the way, Michael, I normally don't shout out non-super chats, but a night at TJ Maxx is pretty good. So I give you like a participation trophy for that one. And it's pretty good. And yes, guys, please try to follow. You can follow me on all socials. So Esquire International is my Instagram. At The Legal Mindset is my Twitter. Legal Mindset, obviously, on YouTube. You guys know that. And legalmindset.locals.com. You can follow that one for free. I post both free content and on Locals, I have some that's for supporters. It's $5. It helps me out a lot if you want to do that. So I try to post a little bit of A and a little bit of B. Let's go back to these Heard statements because these are important. So Heard stated, as I testified on the stand about this, is that when your life is at risk, not only will you take blame for things that you shouldn't take the blame for, but when you're in an abusive dynamic, psychologically, emotionally and physically, you don't have the resources that say you or I do, with the luxury of saying, hey, this is black and white, because it's anything but when you're living in it. Okay, so here's the defamation. When she said, when you're in an abusive dynamic, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, she's once again implying that Johnny Depp created an abusive dynamic psychologically, emotionally, and physically. That has been proven to be a lie at court. So what type of idiot says that she's in an abusive dynamic? That's insane. She's not even waiting for the hammer to come down and on the appeal. At minimum, she should wait on the appeal. But to try to say these things is insane. Now, that's the only, her ability to say crazy shit like this is the only thing that makes me think a book deal might be legit. The fact that Amber Heard is so fucking nuts that she gets on national television and she says that she's in an abusive psychological, emotional, and physical relationship. The fact that she's got the lady balls to say that, the Margaret Thatchers to say that. And by the way, I know it's an insult to Margaret Thatcher to compare it to Amber Heard, but I was just trying to find a term for lady balls. The steel ovaries, right? The steel ovaries. To say that is the only thing that makes her think that maybe she's crazy enough to go for a book deal. I just don't think the publisher is crazy enough. Kim says, I think she thinks that no one can represent her as well as she can represent herself. Epic fail. Yeah, that's the problem. I think she told her counsel what to do. I think she didn't trust her counsel at all. And I think she thinks she knows better than Elaine. She's like, okay, shut up, Elaine, go feed your cats. I'm going to go run this case. If she could have done her own closing argument, she would have, except for the fact that it would have looked insane. Literally. Carl said, Heard's team thinks the inability to pay the judgment is ground for appeals. Lol, yeah. Tell that to all the people out there that are found insolvent and declare bankruptcy every day. There's plenty of judgments out there. By the way, just because you have a judgment out there doesn't mean you actually collect on it. A lot of people are judgment proof. They evade judgment for years. It's a common problem for lawyers. Go ask Joe Neerman if you want to know about that. Joe Neerman always bitches that he can't get money off of Floridians because in Florida, if you file as head of household, you can't have your income garnished. Ain't that a thing? So yeah, she continues by saying she doesn't blame the jury for siding with Depp. I don't blame them. I actually understand. He's a beloved character and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor. I'll put it this way. How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They sat in those seats and they heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees towards the end of the trial. Randos, as I say. Randos. So what she's saying is the people are randos that testified for Johnny Depp. That makes me laugh. Anybody but randos, if anything, the experts for Johnny were much more professional than hers. Dr. Spiegel is the one who came off as the rando. It's like, where the fuck did you get this guy? That's my opinion. Matt says, is it me or did Amber look like a trans joint? I can't even fucking read this. Matt, you're fucking killing me. I love you. Matt says, is it me or did Amber look like a trans Joe Dirt in clown makeup in the interview? Adam's apple and all. Maybe. And Dr. Fuzzball says, Aquaman and Mika cream, TJ cracks. All good names for the prawn video, Dr. Fuzzball. Phil says, IG link in the description didn't work, incomplete. Oh, I guess not. So let me just put it here. Just type Esquire International, right? That's my IG, right? I'll put it in the chat, right? I just typed it myself so you guys can see me in the chat. So Esquire International is my IG. I Craft Leather Goods. My IG is Phil the Leatherman. It's Phil with 2 L's, a leather guy. Okay, so Phil, I will add you after the stream. But thank you for that. I will definitely add you. You guys can also add me. Instagram is a great way to send articles, or if you have reels or anything else to send that's on IG, you can send it there. Twitter's easier, though. Twitter tends to be a little easier. And I do check my requests. All right. So Amber Heard says, I did do and say horrible, regrettable things throughout my relationship. I behaved in horrible, almost unrecognizable ways to myself. So she admits that she behaved poorly, but then she goes on and they summarize it by saying she claims she never instigated the violence. So she's changed her statement from she never was violent to she never instigated it. So she's trying to say, oh, Johnny started it. And because he started it, it's okay. So she's already changed her tune there. She continued, I have so much to regret. I freely and hopefully and voluntarily talked about what I did. I talked about the horrible language. I talked about being pushed to the extent where I didn't even know the difference between right and wrong. I don't think she did any of that. I mean, I don't think she knows what right and wrong are if she thinks she admitted that. Because in court, I didn't hear her, and I don't think you guys heard her either, expressing contrition or expressing any sort of sorrow for what she did. I mean, that's just my take, but I didn't see that at all. AV says, could Judge Amber Heard's team, team, for everything they've been doing during the final verdict? Yes. So AV, I guess you're getting, so they punish them? Yeah, they could. They could sanction them. And that's what I was talking about earlier with Elaine Bredehoff. There are rumors, and by the way, rumors, I mean TikToks, there are Instagram reels, there are YouTube videos. And by the way, look, I will fully admit that I have been covering this topic as long as it has been trending, right? I'm unabashedly grifting on this topic. I'm covering it as long as I need to cover it. As long as it's been in the algorithm, people are still clicking on it. People are still watching it. Still get tens of thousands of people watching these videos, which means people still want the information. But that being said, there are a lot of channels out there that just put Amber Heard in the title and don't deliver any value or information whatsoever. At least I'm putting out information that's like tangentially related. But they'll say something like Elaine Bredehoff sanctioned by the court, facing jail time. Elaine Bredehoff arrested, and sent to jail. And sent to jail. And it's like, could she be arrested? Yes, Elaine can be arrested. If it's a question that's actually accurate, she could be arrested by the court. The court can arrest her. It can give her jail time. But to say she's done it definitively, nah, they haven't done it definitively. We would know. If Elaine went to jail, we'll know. Trust me, we will know. They would make that a massive issue. So let's just make that like 100% clear. Okay, so I want to cover, there's one little point here about Johnny's next case. And I want to cover that in a second. But one thing I will say right now, guys, I'm looking at my likes here. We're at 900. There's almost 3,500 of you in the chat. If you guys could just throw me up another 100 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, guys. Come on. Smash like button. It helps us in the algorithm, really helps get this information out there. Normally, my channel is heavily hated on by the YouTube algorithm. But because you guys have been liking and commenting, it really has been helping. Like, seriously, it's been helping getting the content out there. So I appreciate that. Let me say thank you. And thank you for smashing the like button. Smash it like you don't smash Amber Heard. Document Fuzzball says, Chase and Spotty noted Amber Heard has a rare combination of seeking pity and seeking superiority. Said it's usually one or the other. Well, I think she's in a position where she's got to use both. This is what Adam Waldman, when Adam Waldman said she uses these claims as a sword and a shield, this is exactly what he meant. And this is the problem, and I'm going to say it, this is a problem with a lot of woke culture. The problem with woke culture is it uses these arguments and these accusations as a sword and a shield. It seeks superiority, that's the sword, while seeking pity, that's the shield. I've covered Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller uses his LGBTQA++ status as a shield against criticism. Because you can't criticize somebody who's LGBTQA++. They're immune from criticism in the mainstream media. It's only when they go way, way, way over the edge, only when they start committing repeated crimes, abusing children, other LGBTQA++ children, that it becomes actually newsworthy and the media starts covering it. It's only when it's one against the other that they cover it. They didn't cover it really when he was throwing chairs at staff, when he was yelling at people, when he was sexually harassing cisgender people. And I use that word almost ironically. They covered it when there was another member of the LGBTQIA++ community that was abused. Very interesting. Sword and a shield. Ezra Miller. That's why I covered it. Very similar fact pattern. And I think it's absolutely abominable. I think it's disgusting. And I think Ezra should be locked away for that if the allegations are proven to be true, which at this point, I have no reason not to believe them. But we will see, right? Even Ezra deserves his day in court. And if he does, we'll be covering it at Legal Mindset. Philip Boots said, banned from Twitter. They don't like East Australian sense of humor. CUNT, and telling someone to wash the sand out their tots is not cool with. Yes, you cannot call someone to see you next Tuesday, Phil. See, that's the thing. They don't understand that, like, in Australia, that's not really a bad word, right? You can call somebody, you see you next Tuesday, and it's totally okay. I get it, right? And also, like, being in Korea, it's kind of funny because there's not really a lot of snowflakes. Number one, people may not even understand what you're saying because their English comprehension may not be up high enough. But even if they do, they kind of don't find that much offense to it. So you can kind of say whatever. So if I call somebody, see you next Tuesday, I almost said it there. If I call, they get it. The people that laugh just laugh, and everybody doesn't take offense. I think there's a problem in our society, particularly with woke society, that people take everything too seriously. Just take a deep breath sometimes, relax, and have some fun. Your life will be much, 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 much better. I tell you guys. French Fry says, there's something wrong with you. Yes, there is something wrong with me. I'm thinking clearly. And I appreciate your super chat to tell me that there's something wrong with me. What's funny is I find it offensive if somebody calls me normal, right? If I'm thinking normally, I find that offensive. So I'll rather be weird any day. Justin Dude says, let's call it as it is. Amber has adopted a new role as a real-time crisis actor for woke causes. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, 100%. 100%. That's her angle. That's because that's the only angle she's got, is to go with the spokesperson for, social justice. So let me show you guys this real quick about my locals, because I see the video finally finished processing. So this is my legalmindset.locals.com. We're going to cover one more thing before we go today, but I wanted to bring this out here, which is this is the Assange extradition. So I wanted to talk about Julian Assange. When I spoke the other day, I had another stream where I spoke a little bit about Assange, and I hadn't researched it enough. I apologize, me scusi. I do a little bit more of a dive into the questions on this. Very short video, but still asking more of the right questions about Assange, more of the legal topics about Assange. So that's in this video. This may be a topic that I cover this week. This may be a topic that I cover with others. But a very, very interesting look. And this is on my legalmindset.locals.com. Obviously, this is for my supporters, but it's a good video. And I'm going to put out a mix of content on my legalmindset.locals.com that is both for supporters and non-supporters. So you guys will get a bunch of content there. And it won't all be on Amber Heard. It won't all be on Amber Heard. He says, play the first 15 seconds. Look, let me take a look at it, Steve. I gotta take a look at it before I play it, brother. But I will, if it's safe for YouTube, I'll play it on YouTube. How about that? How about that, Steve? If it's safe for YouTube, I'll play it next time on YouTube, Steve. I promise. Promise. All right. So let me cover the last thing I want to cover, because this is the last bit of Depp news I want to cover. And it's everybody is waiting for Camille to get back into court so they can simp hard for her. This is the new case that they're going to have. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this is the Danoff Declaration. So this is for the case that is being brought by a gentleman named Rocky Brooks. Rocky Brooks. So he's alleging that Johnny Depp hit him on a film called City of Lies. So I'm just going to go through this declaration where I'm not going to read every single word, but I think it's very interesting, this story, and I just wanted to read through because it is a very interesting fact pattern. And honestly, I think this is going to be a shoe-in for Johnny, but it's still funny to read that this guy is trying to go after him, assuming this is true. So this is the declaration of Emma Danoff. She's over 18. She's a resident of the city of, I don't know where. She's probably in California. She worked on the film City of Laws, City of Lies. That's going to be the LawTube film, City of Laws. In a world where the mainstream media says nothing but bullshit, there is a city made of legal content creators. It is the City of Laws. That's my voiceover, guys. Anyways, City of Lies. Her title was script supervisor. Her function as supervisor was photographing and monitoring every detail of the on-set filming, closely following every detail for verbal and visual consistency and continuity. At 7 p.m., he photographed John C. Depp II, Johnny Depp, meeting with several homeless individuals who were on the street. The photo shows Mr. Depp speaking with a small group of homeless individuals. He gave them money and gifts. Money and gifts. So he was nice to the homeless. We moved outside and began filming. At precisely 11:08, Mr. Depp was sitting a few inches away from me on a bench looking together at the monitor. His breath did not smell of alcohol. He was not inebriated or under the influence that I could observe and had observed during a long day of work. Mr. Depp had been working all day on the film. This was a very special day on set. As Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls' mother, Valletta Wallace, and Russell Poole's widow and family were visiting the set to watch filming. At that moment, the film's location scout, Rocky Brooks, encountered an African-American homeless woman about 25 feet from where I was sitting with Mr. Depp. Mr. Brooks loudly and aggressively berated the woman with racial and derogatory slurs for being in his presence. And in his way, and he was pissed she was unable to follow his commands. I heard Mr. Brooks' unkind words to her. So he heard him being racist. Mr. Depp also heard it. He immediately stood up from our shared seat at the edge of the planter bench and went over to Brooks to stand up for the woman. Mr. Depp said to Mr. Brooks, "You can't talk to her like that. You think she is something less than you? What do you think you are? How dare you?" Johnny exchanged words with Mr. Brooks in this manner for approximately 20 seconds, as confirmed by my photographs. And he came and sat down at 11:09 p.m., as confirmed by the timestamp photograph. There were no punches or shoves. There was no offer of $100,000 to punch Mr. Depp. They were close to each other, but Mr. Depp never touched Mr. Brooks. I remained 10 feet away from the incident during its short duration. I have 40 timestamp photographs of the entire incident. Later, after film wrapped at 12:31, April 13th, 2017, inside the Barclay Hotel, per a timestamp photograph, I was in the hallway doing post-shoot paperwork. Mr. Depp went up to and Mr. Brooks appeared about 5 feet from me and hugged. Mr. Depp said, "No hard feelings." After Mr. Brooks said what he said was in the heat of the moment, they both departed. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the United States of America and the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. There you go. There you have it, guys. This statement right here says that pretty much he didn't do it. It's done. So the story is bullshit. It's out, according to Emily Danoff. So Emily Danoff says the story is bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. There you go. If that's true, by the way, in that lawsuit, there'd be statements of the party opponents. So both those statements would be able to get in. So the words of the guy who's alleged to be punched, Rocky, right? Rocky's statements would get in and Depp's statements would get in because those are the party opponents. So those statements would get in. Also, also the fact that he said racial and derogatory slurs would get in. So I don't think that's looking good for him. Frankly, if that's the case and that's true, the guy should settle. He should just get out of this. He should end the claim. He should walk away. Much, much, much smarter. Much, much, much smarter. Oh, let me see. I'm getting a message. Seeing if Legal Vices wants to hop on for a second. Legal Vices, if you're watching me, man, hop on for a second. Let's chit chat. Delario McAllen, thank you. 49.99 super chat says thank you so much. Enjoy your channel, Andrew. Also like it when you have Valiant Renegade as a guest. You have mentioned this before, but is there any case you're thinking about covering? So, I mean, obviously, I'm looking at Assange. I'm Ezra Miller. As soon as it goes, if that goes and that goes forward, I'll cover that. People are saying Marilyn Manson is fun, and that's a good case. I need to review that complaint. Apparently, the complaint is a lot juicier, so maybe I'll look into the Manson stuff. If there's another case that you guys want me to cover, let me know. But I like the ones that are out there and they're juicy and they have a lot of good facts and they're applicable to our daily lives, right? And especially ones in which we have a party that is getting a lot of PR against them and that the mainstream media is not covering properly. If there's a case or an issue or a subject that the mainstream media is not covering, or whether they're just silent on it, or whether they're having a bad take, that is prime content, juicy for me. In fact, whenever I see a case where it seems like it's a shoe-in for one side, where the CNN, the NBCs, the ABCs, the Foxes, the Suns of the world, where they're all on one side of an issue, I look for the ones that are going the other way. And my good friend Valiant Renegade is always welcome on the channel. Obviously, if it's something to do with, Hollywood, Disney, anything like that, I'll bring him on. And I actually got some videos finished. I have to upload them. I'm gonna have a second channel where I talk more just in general about culture stuff, non-legal issues. It's gonna be called Illegal Mindset. I'm gonna get some good content rolling on that channel, but obviously I may have him on that channel because we can have more casual conversations. Really good guy. Also, by the way, we need to spread the rumor, keep the rumor going. Valiant Renegade is Tug. Valiant Renegade is the persona of that umbrella guy. They are the same person. Now, I know you may think you've seen them on my stream at the same time. I know you may have had Tug and Valiant Renegade. That is irrelevant. They are the same guy. The same guy. Keep it going, guys. I doubt it, Case will be my prime. Oh, yes, guys. I am 100% gonna cover the Dumpster Brothers case. If you guys have not heard of this, the Take Your Swing, I doubt it case, we will jump back into that one because that one is fucking prime. That one is going to be rolling. It is about two guys who are just white trash, Texas guys, shot like there's a shooting involving a mattress. I mean, it is just the most insane thing ever. That's going to trial. I definitely will cover that. I will definitely talk about that. Absolutely insane. So yeah, I will cover that one. Now, not everything is going to get an entire episode, guys. Of course, a lot of times we'll have episodes where I cover 2 or 3 things on an episode. But of course, the title often will be, whatever the major topic is, and then maybe there'll be subtopics branching off of that. But I'm always taking suggestions, and I always love hearing from you guys. Oh, man. Can I play it? I don't know if I can play that video right now, guys. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that one. Legal Vices says I'll be home in 15 minutes. So maybe I'll see if I can find this one. It's a dumpster shooting video, Millers. Let me see if I can find this video real quick. It is the biggest. It is the biggest. It is so bad. It is just so bad, guys. So let's see if I can find the video. Maybe it's on YouTube. Let's see. YouTube allows it. If it's on YouTube, then I know it's safe. Dumpster shooting mattress. My keyword is dumpster shooting mattress. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me preview this and make sure it's the actual footage. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. This is disturbing footage, guys. I will play this because once again, on my channel, I cover controversial topics. If you are somebody who has a problem with, this is at about the end. So if you guys want to clock out, if you have trouble with like graphic videos, if you have trouble with, if you have triggered by firearms, if you have a problem with anything like that, go ahead and tune out now, please. I don't want to bother you or disturb you. This is a shooting video. This is in America. This is one that everybody refers to as the Dumpster Bros, the Dumpster Brothers. I'm gonna play it off of a local affiliate. I guess it's a local CNN affiliate, but it's up on YouTube. So if they think that's good enough, then it probably won't violate anything there. But just so you know, guys, and before I get that, I'll get the super chat. Carl Bruce says, Andrew, try the Jimmy Dore show on YouTube. Best news show available, I think. I've heard about Jimmy. Jim is left, but shoots straight, digs deep, not partisan, gives the truth on government, goes on Tucker, and goes good size right and conservative audience. Yeah. And the interesting thing is I did the poll the other day, and apparently about 18% of my audience is left. I think about something like 40% is right, and then the rest are just independent or don't declare. Right. So yeah, it's a little bit of a skew there. I don't really give a fuck. But the point is, we try to tell the truth in this channel and stay based in facts, not feelings. Now, I know that offends some on the woke left, but I don't give a fuck, really, frankly, because facts are always going to prevail over feelings, especially in the long run. Take your swing. I doubt it. All right. We're going to roll this. If you guys, like I said, if you guys are offended, please tune out. I don't want to hurt you. Oh, 2 more super chats. Let me get them real quick. Andrew, are there any juicy cases out South Korea? You know, if it'd be interesting to dive in some of their case and legal system. Well, I will say their legal system is more of a prosecution system. If there are any cases here, trust me and my boy Legal Vices will be on it like white on rice. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that because I fucking love rice and I can eat rice every day, which is why I get along with the Korean diet. But we will look into it. If there are big cases, we'll cover them. We'll cover them for sure. Carl says, do you think will SEG on Assange? This is a massive lie and a miscarriage of justice. Will set an extreme dangerous legal precedent on the press and First Amendment. I mean, technically, it's an Espionage Act precedent, but I think because you're able to arrest press, I do think that it does creep over into a chilling effect on the press. So I do agree with you. I really want the Assange charges to be dropped. I think that Trump should have dropped them. The fact he didn't, and the fact that the Assange saga has gone from Obama to Trump to Biden shows it's bipartisan. It's really bad. It's something that I have a problem with both, once again, the far left and far right here. I don't think Assange should be charged. I think the charges should be dropped under the Espionage Act. You want to charge him with something else, maybe like a civil something, some damages there, maybe we might be able to talk. But under the Espionage Act, no way. Roy Boy says, a remark about someone who's convinced the world had scissors for fingers from someone who failed to convince the world she could breathe underwater and on the land. Exactly. Failed to convince people she was a mermaid. Failed to convince people she's a mermaid. All right. Once again, guys, this is graphic. Hold on to your butts. I'm sorry if you're offended. I've now warned you. You can see this is a firearm here. I'm warning you guys. Last chance to run away if you want. But I am going to play this video. It is very short. But yeah, here we go.
Come closer to me, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, you hearing?
So these guys are in an alleyway. This guy has a gun slung over his shoulder. This guy has a pistol. So he has a shotgun and a pistol, right? They're in an alleyway in West Texas. Okay, this is the setting. There's a mattress here. They are arguing over this guy dumping a mattress in the alleyway.
Say he's gonna kill me?
Yes.
I'm at the dumpster. Put the gun up and go inside.
You pulled a gun in front of our children.
In front of my kids with a mattress.
Up. See if
Point at me.
If you come within 3 foot of me, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
You're not going to shoot my husband.
Come on. Shoot me. You're dead. Point it. Point it.
That was it right there. Okay. So that's missing the take your swang part, but that's the point. At one point, the guy says, take your swang, whatever. Yeah. That's a crazy case, guys. And I'll play the original one, the one that Rakeda played when we review it in full. But that's the case. That's the case. Crazy incident, crazy facts. Definitely something to review. Uniquely American, right? Because it's firearms law. But yeah, crazy case. Crazy case. So that might be one we review in the future. If you're like only in America, yes, only in America. That was a gunshot at the end. So when you ask in a basket, is the man still with us? No, he is not. That man in the orange who is yelling, that guy is 100% dead. Is 100% dead. Yeah, no, and I know. I clipped it before the second shot because I'm trying to be like really good with the algorithm right here, like really good with the algorithm because the algorithm is very careful on this. So we'll play it another time though. Trust me, we'll play it another time. Trying to keep this one a little bit monetized. You gotta like add an extra warning for some of that. But lots of good cases coming up. Once again, guys, it's not going to be Amber Heard. I promise that tomorrow will definitely not be Amber Heard. Maybe a little bit of Assange, maybe a little bit of other stuff. I am still gonna hit up a couple of people for collaborations. If you guys know anybody who you think would be good for collaborations, let me know. Let me know. And yeah, the guys are idiots. The guys, I mean, that is absolutely to me. Trailer trash behavior, horrible behavior. People saying he's guilty. Well, the issue there is that allegedly the guy in the orange shirt, he allegedly had a baseball bat. And in America, the way you look at like self-defense law is a baseball bat at close range is just as bad as a gun. Because can you kill somebody with it? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, it doesn't matter whether it's a baseball gun or a knife. In fact, the knife can be more deadly at a very short range. It's still a deadly weapon. You can kill somebody with it. So if the angle of that shot is shot from the angle where it doesn't show the guy in the orange, but allegedly the guy in the orange was swinging with the baseball bat at that time. And if he was swinging with a baseball bat, then it makes it a more complicated case. Then it might actually be a case of self-defense in America. Regardless, it's stupid. Regardless, it's poor behavior. Regardless, it's crazy. Can you shoot somebody in the kneecap? No, you cannot shoot somebody in the kneecap. So you can't like shoot somebody in the leg or the arm and say, oh, I was just shooting a wound. There's no such thing. A shot to anyone's body anywhere is considered deadly force. Deadly force. So that's what makes it more difficult. Is that a shot anywhere counts as deadly force. If you're using a gun, right? If you're using a taser, then it's different. If you're using like a beanbag gun or pepper spray, that's different. That's why self-defense in America, it's so unique. And you really don't have that analysis in a lot of other countries. Here in Korea, there's no self-defense. If someone comes to fight me in Korea, I pretty much have two things I can do. I can run away or I can take it. But if I fight back, I'm in trouble. I can't fight back. I got to run away. I have to retreat. But I cannot fight back. And a lot of countries have their laws that way. There's no self-defense. You cannot fight back. I believe Japan and China are the same way as well. A lot of countries don't have self-defense. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely someone's going to come at me. Unless they've had a couple cigars, they've had some whiskey, and they have a ferocious beard. In which case, they may come after me. What's up, Jeff?
What's up?
Yeah. Oh, and Law Patrol says, been meaning to reach out to collabs. Eventually, well, yeah, awesome. Reach out to me or to Jeff. because Jeff likes collabs too, right, Jeff?
I do.
How you doing, Jeff?
Pretty darn good. What's up?
Good, man. Good to see you virtually.
Yeah, good to see you're still alive.
Yes, I survived. No, we went to Haven last night. That was not the craziest time we ever had, but it was good to see you.
No,
regardless.
it wasn't. Yeah.
I'm not fully recovered from my jet lag. Full disclosure to everybody out there on the YouTube lands. So like I'm still falling asleep by like 10 or 11 every single night, and I'm going back to America like in 3 days. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna deal with this when I get back home.
Best thing to do.
I'm just going to reset this when I get back home again. It's going to be crazy. But Jeff, people are asking, are there any Korean cases? Someone just asked me in the chat. Are there any Korean cases that you think are really good or interesting to cover?
Not at the moment that I can think of. I mean, just your standard everyday ordinary corruption cases that no one else would really care about that isn't Korean.
Right.
I mean, no big presidential scandals going on yet because he's only been in office for about 5 minutes.
Right.
The other one hasn't. There's not really much of anything going on right now as far as international incidents.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about how his wife, the people don't like his wife because she looks like a gold digger. Like that's not illegal news. That's gossip, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was explaining how there's no self-defense here, and people were
it's pretty much it. Yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you hit back, you're both guilty of assault. So yeah.
There you go. So
just have to take your ass kicking.
Yeah, take your ass kicking in South Korea, right? But the chances of that happening are pretty low. I mean, Jeff, you've been in Korea for over 30 years, right? So I mean, the number of opportunities for fights you've had is one hand. Right.
Yeah, I have in 34 years I've been involved that I can recall 3 fights, and they all involved people that were drunk off their ass, and 2 of them were my fault for sticking my nose where it didn't belong.
Well, you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. Are there any what other cases are you looking at? Because you told me about one yesterday, and maybe this is a good chance to talk about it, but. You told me about one yesterday that was beyond fucked up, and
the Taylor Shabusiness case.
Yes, and apparently you lost some subs over that. And what I'm going to say to this is, if you guys can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen because we are fucking cooking with some spices here.
And all I did was read the complaint in that case. All I did was read the criminal complaint.
I mean, all you had to say to me was Dom sub. Choked out and then decapitated. And I was like, wait, what? And then mom found the head
with the severed member together in a bucket at the bottom of the stairs.
A head and a Lorena Bobba dick.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the stairs.
She had enjoyed for about 3 hours post-mortem, by the way.
That is, yeah, she had pleasured herself with.
Yeah. And she'd also pleasured his corpse with various tools and toys.
Yeah, so that's a pretty fucked up case. So you're covering that then, huh?
The arraignment is June 5th, my birthday, so that'll be a nice little birthday present for me.
That's insane. That's an insane case, I gotta say.
Yeah, and then the Manson case, of course, because it has the sensationalness behind it.
Yes. Yes. Do you want to talk about some of the? Do you want to talk about some of the sensationalness about that while I mute myself and get something to show the audience here? Because I think I need to show the audience.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But just tell them a little bit. Tell them a little bit about why the Manson case is so interesting. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, for me, I mean, the things that I find to be fascinating about that is how there's allegations that. Evan Rachel Wood, and I really like Evan Rachel Wood as an actress. I love her in Westworld. I think she's a fantastic actor. And I was surprised to find out that she was involved with Marilyn Manson for years. But there's allegations that she met up with some grifter woman, that they're a couple now, and that they were impersonating and forging documents by an actual real live FBI agent who has said, no, I never wrote anything like that. Creating a checklist of various sexual assaults that they were passing around to previous to people that had previously dated Marilyn Manson, and we're saying, you please check off this box. Let's make these allegations, holding like town hall meetings with these people to try to come up with their stories and to get it right. And the grifter ex-girlfriend has apparently stolen families' identities and done all sorts of other shit to get money out of people. It's going to be fun because if he can prove even a tenth of what he's alleging in his defamation suit, he's a slam dunk winner.
It's done. It's done then. And the thing is, whenever you get like a crazy ex-girlfriend, you know it's going to be a good story. You know it's going to be a good story.
Yeah, I'm just, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
So, okay, I got to show everybody what you got me. So Jeff yesterday rolls up, looking suited up, looking good. I was suited down, right? As I showed everybody, but he got me the mega pint, right? So Jeff came through and delivered the mega pint. It looks a little smaller because my camera's further away than Jeff's, but this is the same size.
I don't want people to think that mine's bigger than yours.
No. Size doesn't matter, Jeff. It's the motion of the pint. Yeah.
Can't make butter with a toothpick.
So this is actually a liter of beer. See, it looks a lot smaller, like away, but this is a fucking liter of beer. So pouring this, I'm going to pour this now into the mega pint, right? So 1 liter. I think that the markings on the side are the centiliters, right? Because
well, there's cups on one side and milliliters on the other side.
Yeah, milliliters on the other side. Yeah, because that's about a third of that, like a third of the volume in there, which would be about 300 milliliters. So
if you top it right up to the very top, it's 500.
Oh, the brim is 500.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not brimming it right now because I don't want to spill this shit on my keyboard like I already did with Makoli on my main keyboard. I drunkenly spilled shit on my keyboard the other day, guys, which was fucking hilarious. But anyways, Jeff, I just want to say, pour this one. This is a mega pint for Jeff, guys. Seriously, appreciated gift. Gentleman who knows a good gift, always appreciated. And here's to all those out there that just need a nice large mega pint at the end of the day.
And surprisingly, I don't have any alcohol within arm's reach to drink with you.
You're a good brother. We drank enough last night. You're good. Although we'll get more when you come back.
Well, I'll have some later in like 30 minutes when I start my stream, but I just don't have it here right now. And
I got to run out because somebody who is in Seoul is like, hey, I'm going to meet you tonight at a bar in Apgujeong. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty crazy. Alex says, check out the Black Belt Barrister's new Amber Heard content. I will. I also need to email him. I keep forgetting, but I need to email him about doing something. We can do stuff on the new content and on the extradition with Assange. I think he has something to say about that one too. Do you have any thoughts on Assange, Jeff?
I don't. I stopped paying attention to that eons ago.
Which is I think most people, which is why when it cropped back up, it's like, oh wait, we're still charging this guy? Like you'd think there would be an SOL, like a statute of limitations, but because it's espionage, there's really no statute of limitations for that.
I mean, last I heard, I think it was one of the South American embassies wanted him out because he wasn't showering and he smelled.
No, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's like the last time I gave up. Yeah, that's when I stopped caring.
That was like 5 years ago. Like he was in that place for 7 years.
Yeah, that was literally the last time I cared about this.
Yeah. I think it's a big issue for freedom of press, but I mean that's neither here nor there. We can talk about that on a separate stream. But guys, I'm going to Jeff, when are you starting your stream? We're starting your stream like
in shortly? 30 minutes exactly, right at the top of the hour.
Okay. So I'm gonna bounce now because I gotta run out of here. But guys, head over to in 30 minutes, head over to Legal Vices, check out his channel. I'll tag him in the description so you guys have that. He's always got good content. What are you talking about today, Jeff?
Tonight we are reacting and reviewing and commenting on ship collision videos.
Nice.
Major ship collisions. That's my bailiwick.
Yes.
That's my wheelhouse, so to speak. Yeah, see, ship collisions wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are actually like some of those videos are pretty fucking crazy, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, when you get things that are several 100,000 tons hitting other things that are several 100,000 tons, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch sometimes. Guys, thank you so much, by the way. You got me to 1,700 likes. I appreciate it. If you want to, smash a like button on the way out. Head over to Legal Vices, and I will catch y'all later. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, stay